Hello everyone. Today is day 13 of the Brave Warrior Challenge. 10K steps in 30 days. Total of 30K steps. And so today's topic is going to be about being brave. What does it mean to be brave? Well, if you look up what brave means in the dictionary, it says to be tough, to be, confront a difficult opponent. All these different characteristics about being brave, doing things in spite of fear. Yes, that is bravery. But I also want to challenge you to think of bravery in a different perspective too. Bravery is also when you're faced with a challenge in life and you just don't know a way out. Like, for example, someone diagnosed with cancer, being told that they only have a certain amount of time to live, but yet they choose to live out their life. That's bravery. Or for example, when you're being vulnerable. Bravery means being vulnerable too. It's in those quiet moments that you make a promise to yourself that no matter what, you're going to continue. You're going to be brave through the storm. It's sharing and being vulnerable and sharing your truth to others, even if you're ashamed of sharing your truth. That's being brave. Even if it's something uncomfortable, but yet you still do it in spite of fear and in spite of being uncomfortable, and yet you still do it anyway. That is being brave. Even the mundane things of everyday life. Seeing that, for example, let's say it's a family struggling financially. They don't know where their next meal is going to come from. But yet they do whatever they can behind the scenes to make it work. They go to a job that maybe they don't like. They do things that perhaps they prefer not to do. But because to make that extra income, they're brave enough to do those ugly things that need to get done. That's bravery. What does bravery mean for you? Sometimes it could mean also forgiving somebody that hurt you and putting your pride aside, putting your hurt aside, and still being brave enough to say, I forgive you. That's being brave. So the next time that you sit at your table and you think about, wow, I'm not living out my life the best way that I can, be grateful for what you are doing, for the moments that you are being brave, for those moments that you are still pushing through. That's being brave. Even if nobody sees it, you know who sees it? God sees it. So continue to be brave. And don't shy away because of fear. Remember, have faith, not fear. And be brave and continue to have that bold spirit. Even if your circumstances or environment is showing you otherwise, continue to be brave. That's how I decided to do my Be Brave and Get Uncomfortable group. I was not being brave with my life. I was just kind of sitting around, letting life just kind of pass me by, and for a while. And because of past hurt that I had, And I decided to dig into the uncomfortable. I challenged myself in many ways. And the more uncomfortable I became, the more comfortable I became with the uncomfortable. Like I mentioned in the other video, I put my fear, in spite of my fear, I put it aside, and I still went ahead and did it anyway. And I was brave enough to say yes to myself, because you have to be, before you even are accountable to anyone else, you have to be accountable to your own self and be brave with you. So I hope this message resonates with somebody. I don't know who this message is for, but I had this lingering in my mind today. So I encourage you to continue to be brave. You are doing a good job. You are doing your best, and that counts. Take care, everyone. Bye.